Welcome back to Nest Studios. I'm your host, Birdtendo. Before this video begins, just want to catch up with you guys. As you may have seen on my post, I'm unfortunately going to be shelving the Inside the Workshop project for 2025. I'm just, mentally, I'm not there. And I just need some time to myself after my dad passed away this year. And secondly, this video is dedicated to, well, actually, let me pause for a minute. Another thing is, I'll still have plans for the holidays. Come my next disability check, I will get some, those little countdown calendars. I'll be sure to get some of those, and maybe if I can, I might find the Super Mario one as well, too. But tonight's video is dedicated to the late, the great Tony Todd. For a man who voiced our review today, studio series The Fallen, and he also voiced Dreadwing off of Transformers Prime, he was taken away at the age of 69. An age that really divides between nice or not nice. And in this case, you need to put your dirty brains aside because Tony Todd was a great actor. He was the Candyman, if you will. He was a handyman Candyman. Now, studio series The Fallen. His jet mode is supposed to be what toys factories call a Cybertron destroyer. He was the main antagonist in Revenge of the Fallen. I think Revenge of the Fallen was a pretty solid sequel. Introduced Devastator, who apparently during animations, one of the staff members actually quit because Devastator's model was so frickin' huge. I could probably feel that right now, working on something so big, and just quitting halfway. That's kind of relatable. But I'm not going to quit on Inside the Workshop. I'll still share some concepts and whatnot, and hopefully some entertainment groups can reach out to me. But his jet mode is supposed to be a Cybertron destroyer, according to Hasbro, Takara, or whatever. That's the back of his head right there, which is supposed to be a little intake that blasts out jet fire. Well, not the character from Revenge of the Fallen, actual flames and whatnot, but this guy, he was one of the original 13 Primes, I believe, but his malice and his maliciousness got him banished, and I actually have another of the 13, Vector. His video will come soon, don't you worry, but right now, today is a video to honor the legacy of Tony Todd. Fun fact, I actually picked this guy up during the Stanley Cup Finals between the Oilers and the Panthers this year. And safe to say, this planet will be dark forever, as the Fallen would say. The movie also introduced Soundwave, who I think is pretty cool. His studio series figures could use some work. I like the car version of Soundwave a little bit better. He died way too soon. Kind of like Tony Todd, who played this great antagonist, and pretty much gave birth to the original good old TF Wiki's favorite, Give Me Your Face. And that's how the Fallen died. That and his spark was extinguished. But yeah, it doesn't really look anything like a plane. Again, it's supposed to be alien in a way. But I tell you, when you turn this guy in a robot mode, he's pretty big. Why don't we get into that right now? Again, I normally do stop motion, but given that this is a very, given the steps that that this guy is given, he's pretty easy. Especially for this kind of, as Jobby the Hong would call it, spaghetti engineering. And there I go again, simping about Jobby the Hong. Okay, maybe I'll space it out right there and see if my... well, what can you do? Okay, so first thing you want to do, these will form his backpack, if you will. And you've already seen me take off these two little long things. This will be his staff right here. So that comes off and lies down there. The arms can stay as they are. They're pretty good. And for the legs, you actually want to fold out the hips. Then come around here and pretty much straighten it out as a digigrade, if you will, as they would call it, as one of those legs that is positioned like a horse's legs, if you will. And you can stand them up if you like. And then what you want to do with the arms, so these will tab in, and this is a bit creative because alright, because see, this panel will lock into there, just like that, and then this panel, well, they have a tendency to detach on these pretty soft ball joints. It's okay, it's not the end of the world, they can always snap back on pretty easily. That's a bit of a drawback to the Fallen's articulation. Or as Age of the Primes would call him, Megatronus. I call him the Fallen, you can call him whatever you want. Okay. Man, as if this week hasn't been rough already. And first Donald Trump gets reelected, and now we're getting the news that Tony Todd pretty much passed away. My God, how could this week get any worse? And here I go, tempting fate. And once you're done lining things up, all willy-nilly, just like that, then what's left to do is you want to straighten it out. Straighten out his arm. Well, it kind of locks it into a this little outspread pose, if you will. Then this little cover will come off. This is translucent plastic as well. And there's his face. And that is the Fallen in his robot mode. You know, for a big, pricey class figure like him, he's got a very simple transformation. But yeah, the Fallen looks pretty good. This mold was previously used for another version of the Fallen, but apparently it was colored wrong. It had like dark blues and light blues. This coloration is so much better. Yeah, head to toe, this guy looks amazing. Ready to destroy a sun in the process. The sun that we have is the only sun that we have, so you shouldn't really consider destroying. And who's ready for a little reference to the movie? Well, there you go. There's your reference. There is his noggin. His beaked noggin that opens up. Kind of reminds me of Chica from Five Nights at Freddy's. There he is. That poor guy's face torn right off. He can hold his staff, but it's a little bit complex. Because you gotta really tuck it under his thumbs. What I like to do is first split it apart. You gotta split it apart. Then what you want to do, slide in just like that. And then And then he's, well, kind of holding his staff. Kind of is. I did that wrong. I think I got it in a little too soon. But you get the gist of it. And man, is that weapon huge. Like, it is long. That weapon is truly long. Almost touches my mess of Pokemon figures there, but I'm not exaggerating. So, articulation-wise for the Fallen. So, he's got a moving head with an opening mouth. This bottom jaw can also open up as well, too, for some screaming action. He has 0 waist swivel. His arms are a little restricted thanks to the ball joints. You really gotta organize things in a way, but those back muscles of his, if you will, they kind of move. He's got a, I guess you could call this a little bit of a butterfly, if you will, but he's got a swivel. That butterfly is more for the transformation. Bend at the elbow, excuse me. He's got a swivel at the wrist. Little swivel at the wrist, and his hands can do the little fanning, if you will. He's got a good spread, as you can see. Huge opening right there. That's what she said. He's got a good thigh swivel, kick work, kicking motions, and his ankles, if you will, can also move. Or I would say his calves can swivel, and he's got a bit of a rocker, if you will, at his feet. But yeah, the Fallen is a well, he shouldn't be called that with that mouthy face. There we go. We gotta put his mask right back on. Thankfully, it's not the pandemic anymore, but given that Donald Trump is now president, people are expecting free groceries from him. I hope you like a pandemic, another racial uprising, and a third world terrorist group attacking another. But all the political things aside, this is a pretty good figure, pretty simple. Simple, but very effective. And Tony Todd, this is for you. I wish you've seen this. But it's okay. I don't know. So many things. This has been a rough week for me. And as rough as my table looks, that'll be the end of our video. But if you enjoyed it, please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm Bird Tendo. Keep it unreal, and I'll see you guys next time.